So let's dive into the full summary of One Piece chapter 1128 after the intro. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, and before we get into this content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. It really helps the channel a lot. And now let's jump into the video. Chapter 1128, title is RPG. Aiichiro Oda combines two reader requests for the color spread on the cover, saying, the Straw Hat Crew having a barbecue with a dragon on top of a volcano, and the Straw Hat Crew as wizards flying with a black cat. This week's final version of the color spread shows the Straw Hat Crew wearing wizard outfits like Hogwarts uniforms, flying on brooms in the sky together with a massive dragon. The chapter starts in Big Stein Castle. Sanji carries Nami and jumps off the castle with Luffy, Zoro, and Usopp. They land below, and we can see that the entire kingdom is made of Lego pieces, with a huge Yggdrasil tree in the center. Zoro explains that he woke up on the other side of town and followed the noise until he found Luffy defeating a giant rabbit. Luffy tells Usopp he should be able to defeat that lion on his own. Usopp replies that he was panicking because he woke up while being eaten by the cat. Usopp comments that this kingdom is not Elbaf, because the giant warriors' outfits are regular size, so the Straw Hat Crew decides to go to the giant town to ask what's happening. On the way, they encounter a regular-sized bearded man wearing giant clothes, riding a giant grasshopper. The bearded man says, "Oh, you guys are new here, right? This is the land of the gods." The bearded man explains that this country is ruled by gods, saying, the ear god, rabbit, the spike god, hedgehog, and Iskat, 12, the cat who rules the castle. The bearded man says, recently there's also been the incident of the ear god being burned to death outside of town. Luffy says, "Ah, my bad, that, Usopp covers Luffy's mouth before he says too much, while Zoro, Nami, and Sanji whistle and look the other way to hide that they were the ones who killed the rabbit, lol. The bearded man says, if you're hungry, you can come by our town to get some rations, but you can't go to the other side of the castle. Luffy says, huh? Why? The bearded man says, the sun god's temple is there and it's guarded by ferocious guardians. No one has ever approached the temple and returned to tell the tale. Nami says, wait, don't say it like that, or he'll When Luffy hears the bearded man's words, his face changes into a funny expression, and he runs straight to the sun god's temple. Zoro gets interested when he hears about the guardian beasts and runs after Luffy. Sanji scolds Zoro for always going along with Luffy's flow. Haha. While running, Luffy wonders why the road feels so long and the whole kingdom seems so vast, but suddenly he hits something invisible and breaks it. It's revealed to be a giant mirror. The sky and wide scenery they saw were all mirror reflections. The people in Lego Town are shocked to see the sky crack above them. Luffy crosses the mirror and falls to the floor. After the mirror is broken, it's revealed that the entire Lego kingdom is a model diorama placed inside a giant's room. The diorama is inside a huge cage covered with glass. The inside of the glass is mirrored, but from the outside it looks like a fish tank. We can see the inside from the outside. The cage takes up a large part of the room from top to bottom, and the front of the cage has a huge grill with a door, giant-sized. In the room, there's also some furniture, like a giant wooden table. On top of the table are fabrics, threads, and a giant sewing machine. We can see a lot of Lego pieces scattered on the floor of the room, where Luffy fell. The Straw Hat Crew is shocked. Nami says, what is going on? Sanji says, if there are giants living on this side, it's like we're pets being kept in an elaborate cage. Nami says, it can't be. That mysterious voice is Chopper, who's pictured outside the cage on the giant wooden table. Zoro frees him, and Chopper, crying, hugs Nami. Chopper says, wah! Everyone, I'm so glad you guys found me. Chopper, you poor thing. It's all right now. Chopper says, my collar was so tough I couldn't get it off. I really thought this was the end for me. Nami says, now you owe me one. Chopper says, huh? Usopp says, Nami, you were crying just a little while ago. Usopp and Zoro examine all the stuff off on the table. Luffy does the same on the floor. Zoro says a room built for giants, but with human-sized clothes. I suppose it's like changing clothes for dolls, huh? Usopp makes me wonder if this sun god is a really delicate person. Luffy says, this room is full of those blocks. Sanji says, yeah, this land is full of them. The reason the smell was unbearable when we roasted the rabbit was because all the synthetic resin was burning with it. The Straw Hat crew looks around and Sanji assumes that this giant room is the sun god's temple. Zoro says that the people in costume living in the diorama town are like pets for the sun god, who observes them through the glass. Suddenly, two new giant animals appear in the giant room. Hilmungandr, a giant snake. Its name is based on the world serpent Jormungandr from Norse mythology, and Mugen, a giant raven with a skull on its head. Its name is a mix of Munin and Hugin, Odin's ravens from Norse mythology. Luffy and the others fight against them, wrecking things in the room and causing it to catch fire. Cut to outside the room, we see that the sun god is walking down a corridor toward the room. The room's door has a Z symbol. The sun god is a giant far larger than any normal giant we've seen so far, except Oars, but we still can't see if the sun god is a man or a woman. The sun god is a slim giant wearing a long black tunic and a deer skull with big antlers and a mane covering their face. The sun god has a staff and a shield with the sun symbol. The sun god notices that smoke and noise are coming from the room, so they enter the room and are shocked to see Luffy destroying it while they fight the animals. Luffy is using Gear 5 and laughing in the middle of the fire that is burning the room. Then he uses Gomu Gomu no Dawn pistol to defeat the giant snake. Meanwhile, Zoro defeats the giant crow. The Straw Hat crew then enters the diorama to escape the sun god, and they encounter Iskat again, the giant cat they defeated in the castle. Iskat is very angry, but they hit Iskat's head and ride on him while Nami shows them a map she found. Chopper says, the cat said, I will remember this. Nami says, okay, but more importantly, look, we didn't find what we were looking for, but we did find the blueprint for this land of blocks. Sanji says, in other words, a map. Zoro says, he's coming. In the amazing final double-page spread of the chapter, we see the Straw Hat crew riding Iskat through the diorama town with the sun god chasing them. The townspeople are shocked to see the enraged sun god. Sun god says, how dare you? Nami says, guys, get ready. If we run in a straight line, there's another mirror ahead. If we destroy it along with the wall, we'll be outside. Luffy says, yes, let's get out of here. Town people say, what? The sun god is furious. Sun god says, you won't escape. End of the chapter. No break next week. And that was the full summary. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. See you next time, and thanks.